Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Perfect. Hey, Dawn. Thank you for joining. Hi, Sita. Miss Enid is in the building. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Don't think I need to introduce myself since.
How are you?
I'm good, Sita. Sita, where are you based?
No, sometimes honestly I cannot make it.
No, but
How are you?
what city are you in?
I'm in Porter Ranch, California.
Oh, okay. Got you. And what do you do besides WFG?
I'm retired and I'm doing this, that's all.
Oh, okay. Good. You and Miss Helen. Both of y'all retired and doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys. So we're going to get started. We're going to run this through because we've got a long night ahead. We got fabulous training at 9 p.m. My name is Odetta. I'm actually streaming live. So those of you that are going to be watching this later on, right? My name is Odetta King. I am a senior marketing director with our amazing firm, World Financial Group. And tonight we're going to talk about retirement rollover. So who is this for? This is for anybody who is already retired or they will be retiring in the next 5 to 10 years, right? 5 to 10 years, this is a sweet spot. This is perfect for you to get this information so you know what to do with all this money that you've been saving in the last couple of years, right? So, before planning your financial future, let me ask you, how much of your retirement are you okay losing, right? Because where most people money are, it's up for grab, right? So how much of your retirement money are you okay losing to the market, stock market, right? None of it, some of it, everybody's gonna say none. Nobody likes to lose, okay? Good. Second question, will you outlive your money or will your money outlive you? Man, most people are not even thinking about this, right? I don't know about you, but listen, my money better outlive me, okay? We do not want to be out here still living and the money finish. No, the money finish when we die, okay? The money can't finish before we finish, right? The money cannot be finished before we finish. We want this money to last way after we're gone, right? So third question, are you aware of the hidden fees in your retirement plan? Because listen, everything got fees. Everything got fees. Every plan has fees, but it's what are you getting for the fees, right? Some plans, you're not getting anything for the fees. And some plans, you're getting something for the fees. But make no mistake, there's fees. Okay, so if I'm going to pay for something, I better get something for those fees, right? And does your current retirement guarantee you lifetime income? Guys, this, again, most people are not even thinking, but it's going to hit them like a ton of brick when they realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm running out of money. Oh, wait a minute, I'm still alive. Oh, wait a minute, cost of living is going up. Oh, wait a minute, my mortgage is paid out, but I still got to pay the taxes, the water bill, the light bill, food, medication, going on vacation with the grandkids. I still got to pay all these things. I'm running out of money, right? Do you have guarantee? Lifetime income, guarantee that you could close your eyes and you know it's coming. Clockwise, whether you want it or not, it is coming. Whether you in America or not, it is coming. Okay? We won't guarantee lifetime income. Even me, I won't guarantee lifetime income. If I don't need it, I still want it. Okay? I still want it. Because guys, that's peace of mind. That's peace of mind, right? So let's talk about the 3 rules of money. The first rule is the compound effect. Right? This tells us how many years your money takes to double. All you're going to simply do is take the interest, right? You're going to divide it by 72. and that's going to tell you how many years your money will take to double. So if you're earning 6%, you take 72 divided by 6%, and that tells us your money will double every 12 years. Same thing, if you're getting 8%, 72 divided by 8, your money now is doubling every 9 years. Or what if you're getting 10%? Woo, that's great, because now your money's going to double every 7.2 years. So what we're learning from here is we got to get our money to double, but not just double in a lesser amount of times. You want your money to double every 5 years, every 6 years, every 7 years. Don't worry that 12, 15, 20. If your money could double every 5 years, every 6 years, every 7 years, we love that. We love that. And that's going to require you getting a high interest. Because if you're getting 10%, your money's doubling every 7 years, right? So let's look at an example. If you have $100 and you're getting 5%, which the banks are not even giving you 5%, but then you got to pay tax 25% today. Tax is going to be much higher in 20 years, in 10 years, right? So your $100 becomes $103.75. But then wait a minute, cost of living, right? The eggs is expensive, the gas is expensive, the food is expensive, everything is expensive. So that's inflation, right? That's the cost of goods. Everything is going up, nothing ain't going down. I don't even know what's going to happen in 20 years. How much is going to be eggs in 20 years? Okay? We still got to eat the eggs, so we got to make more money, right? So your actual return is just 75 cents. Guys, you did all of this just for 75 cents. That's the real rate of return, right? So now let's look at how is your money growing, because this is important. A lot of people might be saying, well, Dad, I'm doing good. My money's growing. Okay, that's great. It better be growing forever, okay? Because if you have your money in the bank is going to give you safety. But it's not going to grow a lot because the interest is 0.0 something. Okay, maybe you got a high yield saving account for 4%. Okay, but it's still not enough, right? Or you have it in the stock market. This is where your 401k is. This is where your 403 is. This is where your 457 is. This is where your TDA is, right? All of these accounts, the stock market, the money's in the stock market. And what do we know about the stock market? Yes, it could go up, and yes, it could come down. And nobody likes when it's down, right? Because when it's down, we're losing money. So this is why this webinar tonight, retirement rollover, is especially important to people who are about to retire. Because you cannot afford to lose nothing in these next 5 to 10 years. Your money has to be indexed in these next 5 to 10 years. What do I mean by index? This is a strategy, okay? This is a strategy that only insurance company provides, that says, because it's a contract, and in the contract says your money is safe, which is what we want, and it's growing, which is even better. It's growing because cost of living is going to keep going up. And today price is not going to be the same price 5 years from now. So we want the money to grow, right? And you also want it to be safe. If you have it in a variable bucket, yes, it could grow, but it is not safe. You could have a lot of money today, but you don't know how much you're going to have 5 years from now, right? So we got to understand how money grow and put our money in the right bucket to give you that security and growth, right? So I love this question. Everybody should be asked this question. Do you have growth and safety together? Do you have growth and safety together? Hi, Judy. No, most people don't have growth and safety together. They have growth with the stock market. They have safety with the bank. But they do not have both growth and safety together. Now let's talk about taxes, because listen, this is another way they get us. They get us good. Because when you put your money in a checking and saving, CD, stocks, mutual fund, yes, your money is, probably going to grow, but You're going to have to pay capital gain tax, right? Capital gain tax. You grew it a little, you got to pay tax on the growth. Now, here are your tax later account. These are all your government and your job accounts, right? Your good job. Yes. How does this work? Well, you didn't pay tax going in, so you're going to pay tax coming out. You did not pay tax going in, so you're going to pay taxes coming out. And the taxes coming out, you don't even know. You don't know how much you're going to pay. But all you know, you're going to pay. And here's another thing we got to watch out for. Are we going to pay more or are we going to pay less? Well, the kids are gone. The mortgage is paid off. You don't have deductions. Taxes went up. So you're going to pay more, right? And the bigger question is how much you get to keep. Listen, I want to know right now how much I'm going to get to keep. I don't want to wait 20 years from now no, I want to know right now, how much will I get to keep? When I log into my account, I must know how much I get in to keep. I don't want no surprise when I'm 70, when I'm 80. No. Only surprise is good surprise. All right, good surprise. And then you got your tax advantage account. And these are exactly what it says. It's advantageous, right? Advantageous, meaning it's a good thing. You have an advantage, right? Let me go back because I went too fast. We want that advantage. And these are some of the accounts that have advantages. You got your Roth, which is good. But guess what? Because it is so good, they limit you on how much you can put into this account. If you're under 50 years old, I think it's $7,500. If you're over 50 years old, it's $8,000. They limit you, right? All of those other accounts are great from a tax perspective. So, now that you know what you know, you're going to roll over the money into an account called an index annuity. Not a lot of companies offer this either, right? Not every insurance company has this index account, right? So if your money is non-qualified, what do I mean by non-qualified? Non-qualified means it's money in a savings account, a checking account, a CD, stocks, mutual fund. That's considered non-qualified. If your money is qualified, man, listen. When I think about it, now I know what I know. When I think about it, they really got us. Why is it qualified? It's qualified for them to tax you. You see what they name it? It's qualified funds. It's qualified for them to tax you. Look what they named it. Qualified. Qualified, what do you mean qualified? Yeah, it's qualified for them to tax you on these accounts. A 401k, a 403b, a 457. It's qualified for them to tax you on this money in these accounts. Right? It is what it is. So let's look at the history, right? Let's look at history. We know that everything is going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. Remember the dot-com crash in 2000? Guys, imagine if you had $1 million in your 403b, your 401k, your TDA in 2000. What would have happened to your money if you were planning to retire in the year 2000 and you had $1 million? Child, you would have been depressed. You would have been depressed, right? Or the great crash in 2008, you would have been depressed. Everybody that was scheduled to retire in those years was majorly depressed. Some people couldn't even retire no more. They had to go back out to work. They lost money, they're tired, and now they got to keep working. That was suicidal for some people. That was depression for some people. Imagine you can't wait to retire, and then boom, 2000 crash, 2008 crash, 2019 crash. What? You were so excited to retire those years, and now not only you lost all this money, you can't even retire no more. You got to keep working. We do not want people to be going through this in the future because we do not know what the future holds, when we're going to have the next major crash. Right? And then let's talk about taxes. Guys, and look how much taxes was raising. It's crazy. Right? So, actual versus average. Most people are not even doing this because they don't know about this. If you have, let's say, money, most people think the market went down 10%. Oh, Daddy, you know what? The market back up 10%. I'm good. No, you're not. Because when you plug numbers in, the actual tells a different story. If you have $100 minus 10%, that's 90, right? So you got 90. The market go back up 10%, you don't have 100. Now you up to 99 because it's 10% of $90. So you still behind, right? Let's say the market was down 20%. You're like, okay, well, Dada, the market was down, but you know what? I made back my 20%. No, you did not. Let's plug the numbers in. $100, 20% is $80. Now you got $80. The market back up 20%. Now you got $96. You're still behind, right? Nobody is doing this math because we don't know. Let's say the market was down 50%. Went back up the next year 50%. You say, oh, I don't care, I lost money, but I made it back because the market back up 50%. No, you did not. You had $100. 50% of that $100 is $50. And then 50% of $50 is $75. You are still behind. Guys, nobody knows this stuff. If I was not in this business, I wouldn't even know it either. Because most people are just looking at the percentages. Your statement is not going to show you this. Actual versus average. And in all of these scenarios, even though we got back the percentage that we lost, we're still behind when you plug the dollar amount in. So people might be winning, but they're still behind, right? They could have been further, right? So let's talk about this index strategy, right? On cap. On cap. We love on cap. On cap means there's no limit on how much you can earn. For example, if you have an FIA with an index of no cap and a floor or zero, we love that. Year one, the market does 18%. Okay. You get the 18%. Year two, the market is negative. Guess what? You don't lose. You don't lose. You had 118, you still got your 118. You never lost, right? Year three, the market is up 10%. Guess what? You up. Your 118 now goes up, right? You never ever lose. That's example two. But look at example one, which is where everybody has their money. The market go up 18%, you got 118. The next year, the market was down negative 15, you lost. You don't have 118 anymore. You got 100. The next year, the market up 10%, okay, you back up to 110. But example number two with the no cap and zero floor, your money is going in, your money is just going up. There's no downside. We love these strategies, right? No floor, 0% floor, no cap. You can earn as much interest and never ever lose money. We love this. Everybody needs to know about these accounts. They don't know it, right? So we want growth and safety together. So again, these are good questions to ask people. Hey, do you have growth and safety together? Well, we already know the answer is no, because where their money is sitting, there's no safety, right? So we're going to look at an illustration when it comes to growth or income. Some people, right, if you're looking to take income in the next 10 years, are you looking for growth and accumulation or you're looking for income for life. So let's say this person is looking for growth. They're not ready for income. They just want to keep growing the money. One of the strategies is known as a teen. One of the companies we work with is a teen, right? So as you can see here, we start off with $500,000. We get that bonus, right? We love the bonus, right? Your $500,000 instantly becomes $575,000 because of that bonus, right? You see your accumulated value is $575,000. If you surrender the policy. You never want to surrender, because when you surrender, it means you're closing the contract before the 10-year. In this case, this is a 10-year example. If you take this contract for 10 years and you close it before 10 years, there is a surrender value, a surrender penalty, just like your CD. If you take out a CD for 3 years and you close it after 6 months, yeah, you're gonna have a penalty for closing it too soon, right? So that is the surrender value. If you notice, we started with $575, but if you surrender it, you're not going to get $575. You're only going to get $466 because you're closing it before the 10-year period, right? And then, of course, your death benefit is the full amount. You didn't die yet. If you die, the full amount, right? Love it. We started with $500,000. At age 14 years from now, right? We started at age 50 all the way to age 64. Your $500,000 that you give this company triples, almost quadruples, because your accumulated value, it grew to 1.9. 1.9. When we talk about security, this is the ultimate security. You ain't got to worry about the news. You ain't got to worry about the stock market. You ain't got to worry who's mad with America. You ain't got to worry what the president say. Your money is growing. Stress-free. This is the type of accounts I like. I don't want to be going into my account and seeing one day up and next day I'm down. One day I'm up and next day I'm down. No, I love logging into my IULs. Because every time I go in, guys, you know what I started doing? I started taking screenshot. I took screenshot for January. Then now May when I go in, my money's up. It's always up. There's no up and down situation going on over here. We don't want no up and down situation. You want your money to go up and stay up, right? So here's a recap, right? Your $500,000, you get that 15% bonus with this particular company, a teen, right? If you do the 10 years, you have to do the 10 years, right? The longer time you give the company, you get bonus, right? If you do with this same account, you have the safety, peace of mind. Listen, we cannot afford to lose money. We cannot afford to lose money. There's no gambling going on here. We are never losing, right? This money is deferred, right? Because it came from a 401k, right? And at age 65, your $500,000 grew to 1.9. Mighty God, right? And all along the way, you had a death benefit. So God forbid if the good Lord call you home sooner than before, sooner than yonder, sooner than you had thought you was going to die, or sooner, just sooner, there's a death benefit that's going to pay out to your beneficiary. Hello? That's generational wealth. Because I know you, there's no way you would have saved 1.9 on your own, right? So now we're accomplishing income protection, income replacement, and generational wealth. And all along, you're just cruising. You're having peace of mind. Every time you log in, your money's up, right? Now let's look at the second strategy where this person said, well, Dada, girl, I just want income. I want money every month. I want money till my eyes closed. I don't want to have to think about this. I need money every month, clockwise coming to me in my direct deposit. Okay? Peace of mind till I did. Okay, now we're talking about income. Guys, When I reach 65, like 10 years to my retirement, these are the strategies I'm going to employ for myself because I know better. Why would I not want a lifetime check? I don't care how much money I have. I still want more money. I still want a lifetime check because that is peace of mind, right? So now Nationwide, they're on our side, right? Nationwide is a top 100 company on the S&P 500 list of companies. So don't play with us. Do not play with us, people, okay? The top 500 companies of this US economy, they are number 100. Not number 499 or number 400 or number 450. No, they're the top 100. Okay? Do not play with us. This is a big deal company, right? And they said it best. They're on your side. And they're going to guarantee you a check for life. Okay? That's what we want. A check for life. So now this person does $500,000, right? And it pays out. Ooh, we're going to tell you how much it pays out. But before we talk about the payout, let's talk about some perks. Okay? We love the perks. And with this company, they're giving a 30% sign-on bonus. Hello. Who's out here giving away 30% anything? Right? Who's out here giving away 30% of anything? Nobody. Right? So you get that 30% sign-on bonus immediately once your contract goes in force. And then 9.5% guarantee up to 12 years. 9.5 guarantee. The stock market ain't guaranteeing nothing. If anything is going to guarantee you're going to lose some money in the next 12 years. I guarantee you, the stock market will go up and down in the next 12 years. Here, there's no down, only up. 9.5. Guarantee income in retirement. I love this. Really, really love this. Right? So let's look at an example. $500,000 day one becomes $650,000. Mighty God. $500,000 becomes $650,000 with the 30%. Who's doing this? This is crazy, right? But it's been around. It wasn't always 30%. When I first started, it was 10%. And we were happy for that 10%. And over the years, it increased to keep up with inflation, right? So as you can see, you got your 9.5, 9.5, 9.5, 9.5. You do not need to wait for the full 12 years. Let me make that very clear. You could have this contract now and you can turn it on as early as 1 year later. But just like your Social Security, if you turn it on too early, you get less money. Just like your Social Security. Go on the Social Security website, plug in your age, and it will tell you by year and age how much the money increases when you wait longer. Same thing here. You turn this income on at age 54, your lifetime amount is $29,751. Divide that by 12, because these are annual numbers. But if you wait until age 65, wow, instead of 29,000, now you have 88,000. So, with this account, it pays to wait longer because the payout is higher. But you don't have to wait 12 years. You could turn it on as early as 1 year after if you need the money. If you need it, take it. You're just going to get less. That's it. More money makes more money, right? So look at this. You started off with $500,000 and your $500,000 was consistently growing every year. No surprises. There's no surprise. They're not blindfolding you. You know exactly how much you're going to get. No surprise. This is what I love about this account. No surprise. I know exactly how much I'm going to get if I turn it on at age 59, if I wait until 60, if I wait until 65. I know exactly how much I'm going to get, right? So let's recap. Guaranteed income for life. You started off with $500,000. You get that bonus. Boom. You bump it up to $650,000. Are you kidding me? Who's doing this? Nobody, right? And you got the safety that you'll never ever lose money. Guaranteed 9.5. Your money is growing, right? And if it's a 401k, well, it's tax deferred. So it grew from 650, well, actually it grew from 500 to 1.9. And now you could turn on the income at age 65 and get guaranteed lifetime income for the life. For your life. 88,074. Divide that by 12. That's with $500,000. So if you got more than $500,000, the amount is going to be more, right? With this particular account, you could have a single payout or you could have a joint option. If the contract is going to cover two people, well, guess what? You're not going to get 88,000. You're going to get less because it's covering two lives, right? So typically, if a husband has money in his job, a wife has money in her job, everybody get their own separate account. This way you get the most money, right? And the protection is, this is an account that has a death benefit. So when you do pass away, the death benefit pays out to your beneficiary. And now you have generational wealth, right? So you are accomplishing the income protection because you got money if you get sick along the way. You got income replacement because while you're in retirement, you still gonna have money coming all the way till your eyes close. And then when your eyes close, boom, generational wealth for your beneficiary and the grandkids, right? Love it. So it's helping you first, and then it's gonna help your grandchildren, right? So do you have a secure plan for your future? Most people don't have a secure plan for their future. They have a plan, but it's not secure, right? Because if you have a 401k, that's not secure. You don't know how much you're going to even have next week, let alone 20 years from now, right? Your money could grow, but it has stock market risk, right? When you put your money in here, you have on cap, you have safety, and you're getting that bonus. You have no fees if you're doing the growth and accumulation, right? It's tax deferral, so you're not paying tax until you're ready to withdraw the money because you save it in the wrong bucket to begin with. Let's be honest, right? You save it in an account where you never pay the tax, so it's going to have to pay when you withdraw. But you can turn this money into lifetime income, and that's how you're going to stretch the money, right? That's how you're going to stretch the money and make it last all the way till the good Lord calls you home, right? And then when the good Lord calls you home, boom, you're going to leave a dead benefit behind to bless the next generation, right? So we're not going to be a burden, and they're going to walk around, these grandkids, they're going to walk around with your picture in their wallet, thanking grandma, thanking grandpa, thanking you from the grave, right? Because you help, you blessed their life, you made their life a little easier, right? So let's talk about the strengths, right? This is not just us saying this. You could Google it. You could AI it, right? Because it says here AI, right? So while the best fixed index annuity, FIA, company depends on individual needs. Everybody's going to have their own needs. Some people want growth. Some people want income, right? But these are the top index annuity companies for 2024 and 2025, right? We just got into 2026. So 2024 and 2025, these are the top best companies. I didn't do the research. You didn't do the research, but the association did the research. These companies can't talk good about themselves. The industry has to do the research. The industry has to come back with these, right? So Athene is right up there. Over $13 billion in sales, okay? Billions. A lot of people get in a teen, right? The company has an A plus, okay? A plus financial strength, right? And then Nationwide, they're right up there, A plus, right? Again, A plus company. We don't work with B and C's. A plus. A plus. We're working with the best, right? So your next steps are, let's do a financial strategy to discover your assets. Yeah, we need to discover your assets. We need to see what you got. Because if you ain't got nothing, there's nothing to roll over. We need to see what you got, right? What are your assets? What do you have? How much you have? Where it is, right? Is it in a 401k? Is it in the TDA? Is it in the bank account? Is it in the SUSU? Is it under the mattress? We need to discover your assets and how much you have to see which plan is going to be best for you and your goals, right? If it's going to be a growth option or it's going to be an income option, we're not going to know that until we discover your assets, right? And then you have nothing to lose. That's the beauty with all of these accounts. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Let's apply and see if you qualify, because everybody ain't going to get it. Everybody's not going to get approved. Yes, even for FIA, everybody is not going to get approved. Because one thing I love with these companies, if you got $20,000 in your name and you want to give me the whole $20,000, you're not going to get approved, right? If you got $100,000 and you want to give me the whole $100,000, you're not going to get approved. These companies will not be taking your money. It's not in compliance, because we don't want you coming to me when you have an emergency. And you're like, wait a minute, I give a debtor all my money. I don't even have no money left over. No, you're not going to get approved. You're not going to get approved. Compliance says you need to have at least 50% in reserve. So when life happens, you got your 50%. Go spend that 50%. We cannot take all your money. So we're going to do this exact same webinar again tomorrow, right? Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So again, I'm going to encourage you to, if you are an agent, obviously repetition is key. So you could do these presentations yourself. You could learn, right? Because sometimes we do need to hear this information over and over. Guys, it took me like 5 years before I could even learn about annuity. Because number one, we weren't doing a lot of it, right? We weren't doing a lot of it. So repetition is key. We weren't doing a lot of trainings. We weren't talking a lot about this stuff, this strategy to clients, right? So it took me 5 years. 5 years. I was like, oh my God, am I going to ever learn this stuff? Yeah, 5 years, right? But it don't have to take you 5 years, because now we're doing this back to back, right? We're teaching this every month. Back then we were teaching it every day like we are now. So again, you're going to hear this again tomorrow. You're going to hear this again on Thursday, and you're going to hear this again on Friday, right? And you want to invite guests to come on and hear it, because they're going to need to hear it a couple of times too, right? So this coming Sunday, as always, we have our Faith and Finance, 7 p.m., same Zoom, same link. You don't need to do nothing. Just go to your email, look for the link, click on it. We're going to have 2 special guest presenters, right? And we got a couple of pastors that are brewing. I've sent them copies of the Faith and Finance book, right? So they're going to be reading it, and they're going to be coming on as some guest presenters. And we've got a couple of dates scheduled for them to come on to share the word. We're continue reading the book club. I think we're on chapter 5 this Sunday. Let me see. I also wrote an ebook, How to Stop Spending. Because the reason why we're in this saga is we're just out here spending. We got to cut back on the spending, right? Because if not, this is why we're broke and we're falling into all these debt. So I wrote another ebook, How to Move from Debt to Dominion. So we got to stop spending, because the spending is going to get us into debt, right? And we have our pop-up shop this coming Saturday. My girl Addie on the go is in the office today. We're strategizing, planning, making sure everything is good. The layout, the setup, what we're going to say, what we're not going to say. Man, it's going to be dynamite in here on Saturday, right? We have 4 or 5 vendors and we're gonna be having food. And y'all know I'm Guyanese, Addie is Guyanese, so we're gonna have some nice chicken lau mein and barbecue. Man, listen, we eating Saturday, right? So this team is all about this team for this particular seminar is gonna be entrepreneurship, right? Last month we had estate planning. This month is entrepreneurship. This is our office, and this girl is a serial entrepreneur. She makes me feel like I ain't doing nothing, okay? She is a multi-income businesswoman. She's an investor. She's a mompreneur. Adorable kids. Her daughter is a lawyer. The other one, like, her kids are, no, their life is set. Their life is set. But entrepreneurship is her thing. She has multiple businesses. She owns multiple property in and out of New York. She runs a daycare, right? Her and I were just talking. I'm going to go to her daycare and do something for the kids' parents. We ran some numbers. Most of the kids are like 9 months old to 4-year-old. So she's going to put me in front of the parents to talk at the daycare. Like, listen, entrepreneur. Prom season is coming up. If you need a luxury car for your daughter or your son prom, she's here. She's there, right? She got the car rental. You flying into New York or you flying wherever. She got the Airbnb. She got the Airbnb to hook you up. Then she got the car to pick you up at the airport, right? And she has her life insurance license and she has her realtor license. So this girl's doing a lot. So even for somebody like myself, when I thought I was doing a lot, no, I'm not doing a lot. I'm not doing a lot, right? I'm doing little compared to her. So everybody, make sure that you are inviting. This is going to be jam-packed. It's going to be value. I mean, just from the mindset alone, for me, the mindset is going to be huge. Like, what drives her? How do you deal with obstacles? How do you deal with challenges, right? Because this is a lot of business. So we know there's challenges along the way. So you definitely want to make sure you are there and invite other entrepreneurs or somebody who's thinking of becoming an entrepreneur. We're going to have opportunities for them to come into the business and be an entrepreneur as well. Woo-hoo! June 24, 5, 6, and 7. Your girl, Odetta King, is going to be on stage talking in front of 15,000 people, right, at our Edmonton convention, which is going to be overload on self-improvement, right? So guys, if you're not thinking about coming to this event, one thing I will tell you with utmost respect, the reason why I'm this far in this business is because I went to every event. I went to every convention. I never saw it as an expense. When I first started this business, 3 or 4 of us used to be in a room. 2 person on a bed. We did what we had to do to get there, to get the knowledge, right? And I'm grateful for those humble beginnings. So we do what we need to do. I know people in this business that don't even have money for a train or a flight, but they made it to the convention, right? We do what we got to do. Instead of spending money on entertainment, now I spend money on improvement, self-improvement. Yes, I may go to a concert here and there once in a while, but I would much rather invest money in going to anything that's going to give me self-improvement because it's an investment. I'm getting better, right? So I'm going to everything. So if you're not coming to this, you may want to rethink, right, about coming to it, especially if you have time off from your job or like Fombo tells us, request vacation time. You do have vacation time. No more vacation right now. This is your vacation, right? And July 25th is our academy. We're going to be going to Philadelphia because that's our closest hub, right? For freedom, peace, security. And get your ticket. It's only $35. You're going to go to Ticket Baba and purchase your ticket. And for those of us who live in the New York area that don't want to drive because it's more expensive, we get on the bus, right? It's $100 per person. We get on the bus, we leave in the morning, we come back in the evening. No hotel, no flights. can beat that, right? And all of you that are running right now, that I'm pushing, it's because I want to be screaming your name when you're going to be on stage, right? At the New Art of Living Academy, because we're going to be recognizing these categories. Anybody that got their license. So I'm going to be pushing Kim. I'm going to be pushing Tora. I think Tora, you're on, right? Tora, you need to get your license, Tora, right? So I could be screaming your name. You could be walking the stage as a brand new license, right? Anybody that makes their first $1,000, so Tora, hurry and get your license so you can start making your first $1,000. So now you become a net license, right? Miss Enid is also going to be a net license because she's made over $1,000. Anybody that completed their mission ring, Kim completed her mission ring. She's going to be walking the stage. Anybody that did their 210, Miss Enid again is going to be walking the stage for her 210. Anybody that made 5,000, Miss Enid again is going to be walking the stage for 5,000 because it's 5,000 cash flow. So all of you that have got your license, Miss Helen is also going to be walking the stage for this 5,000 cash flow. Guys, we got to help people, right? And then anybody who makes 10,000 and above in 1 month, Brian and Carmen will be walking the stage again for the Nike Air Force, right? And so many other milestones. So right now we're in the run. This contest is from May to June. May is almost over, but we're still gonna push. And June we push, and boom, July 25th we celebrate, right? We are celebrating, guys, and that is it. I will see you guys back here tomorrow. If you are in our base shop, right, it's 9 o'clock. So scoot over to Johnny's Zoom, right? So we can have our base shop training. And thank you guys so much for being on. Facebook, see you on the go. Hi, Judy. Make sure you guys connect with me, especially if you're already retired or you're about to be retired. Thank you guys so much.